What's going on, guys? In this video, I want to talk to you guys about how to understand the economic news events that occur daily. Now, the website we'll be using is forexfactory.com. I want you guys to go ahead and type that into your browser, and you're going to see when you go on the website, this is the exact page you're going to look at. What I want you to understand is the difference between each and every news. I'm going to go ahead and open up my slideshow so we can go over each one of them. Now, Forex Factory is the website we'll be using. This is where we're going to retrieve the data needed for these economic events. Some of these news events that you've probably heard before, such as NFP or non-farm payroll, CPI, Consumer Product Index, and retail sales. The good thing about Forex Factory is that when you're looking at the website, not only you can understand what each and every news means, but why they matter to each of us as traders. Now, there's three different types of categories. You have a low impact, a medium impact, and a high impact. Now, we're going to have a color code representing each and every one. You're going to have a yellow folder for low impact, orange for mid or medium, and red for high impact. So let's go on the website and check it out. Now, here, as you can see, we have an orange folder for the GBP. And the way you're going to look at this website and understand is here to your left, you're going to have the day that it's occurring, the time. If you click on here, you can actually adjust the time to your time and save it. And when we go on the home page, we go back here, we're going to see here the different types of news that are occurring for today. Now, so far, we've had a few news events occur. Earlier, we had a red folder for the euro. Earlier in the morning, we had a few other ones. And if you ever want to understand what this news events means, you can just click on this folder here. Now, we're going to look at the monetary policy statement that occurred for the euro at 7:45 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. The usual effect, more hawkish than expected, is good for currency, right? Meaning any good news, anything important that can positively affect the currency means that we will see that currency build strength up to the upside. The frequency that it happens, it's scheduled 8 times per year. It'll give you some notes. And the important reason that I want you guys to read about is why we care about it as traders. So you can see here, the monetary policy statement is released by the European Central Bank. And why we care is because it's the primary tool for the ECB, or the European Central Bank, they use to communicate with investors about monetary policies. It contains the outcome of their decision on interest rates and commentary about the economic conditions that influence their decision. Most importantly, it discusses the economic outlook and offers clues on the outcome of future decisions. So as you can see earlier today, if we look at any European pair, look at euro to the US dollar, we can see that there was some bearish news that affected that currency. That's why when the news came out, we seen the market drop. Now, how do we go ahead and predict a market's movement? I'm going to give you guys an example. You guys see here, we have the actual category, forecast category, and the previous. Anytime any news event's going to come out, you're going to see that they're forecasting a number. So, for instance, on the low impact news event that's occurring for the US dollar at 3 p.m. today, they gave us a 16.4 billion or 16.4 B, right? When this news event comes out at 3 p.m., if this number is below, the actual number is below the forecasted number, then we can see some bears kick into the US dollar. If the number comes out higher, then we can see the bulls kick in. Now, because this is a low impact news, we're not going to see a strong push in the market, as opposed to if it was a high impact news event, right? Tomorrow's NFP, tomorrow's the first Friday of this month, March. And if you go on and see that, let's go ahead and pull up for Friday, non-farm payroll. Right here, we have a forecasted number of 181,000. If tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning, the non-farm payroll pops up and the number is actually below that forecasted number, we can see strong impact moves kicking in for the bears, just like every other red folder that comes out at that time for the US dollar. So we have a lot of different reports that come into play. For instance, the unemployment rate, right? We click on for more details. The unemployment rate is the percentage of total workforce that is unemployed and actively seeking employment during the previous month. So every month, these numbers are reported. Last month, you can see here what happened last month. The number came out greater than the forecasted number. Here we see, if we go onto the chart and look at any US dollar pair, in this case, US dollar, Japanese yen. In February, it was February 1st. We can see that when that report kicked in, it caused the market to rise because the number was actually higher than the previous forecasted number. On top of that, let's go ahead and look at what happened last month with the NFP. Last month, the actual number was higher than the forecasted number. So see here the usual effect. Actual greater than forecast is good for currency. So we got to understand. If that report comes out, it's a high impact news, red folder, right? And the forecasted number, let's say in this case is 181. And tomorrow the report comes out and it's above 181, then we would understand why the market went up for the US dollar pairs. Now, the way you want to understand this is what? We're going to see pairs that are most volatile with the news. So NFP, right? Tomorrow's non-farm payroll. That has the highest impact of all the newses compared to any other economic data that is released at different times of the month. While the markets react to the most economic news from various countries, the biggest movers and most watched news come from the US. So if you're trading a pair where the front pair, right, if it's USD CAD and a US news is coming out, high impact, and that number is greater than the forecasted, then we can expect for the currency to rise, right? Now, if it's a pair that we're trading against, let's say, Euro USD, and that US news kicks in, and the European currency is weaker than the dollar, which we'll talk about in the next video, how to determine the strength of each currency for each session, that kicks in, and we see that the euro is weaker, but the dollar got stronger, then we can see that why Euro USD dropped. Now, a lot of this is very confusing in a sense, but I want you guys to keep it simple, right? If we're looking at a medium impact news, meaning it's not going to have as much of a high impact on the market. Same thing goes. If the greater number is the actual number compared to the forecasted number, then we can see somewhat of an impact, because it's a medium impact, onto that currency. If you guys have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to me. Ask me any questions you want. You can comment below on the video. And again, if you feel that you have any confusions, do not hesitate to rewatch this video. Very simple. Before I end this video, let's just overview what we said. There's 3 different types of economic newses that occur every day. Some days, different countries will see different reports. You'll see a yellow representing low, orange representing medium, and red representing high impact. If we're on forexfactory.com, and we're looking to buy a currency, and we see that at 8:30 in the morning tomorrow, there's a high impact news event, unless you understand the risk involved, sometimes it's better to just get out of the trade, wait for the news to happen, and go on. Now, there is a strategy on how to use the news along with your analysis to trade. We'll discuss that further along, right? So if I go ahead and use this website to my ability, along with the next video that will discuss currency strength, we'll have a good idea of what could potentially happen for us. Now, again, there is surprise news. There is news that can come out of nowhere and affect the market. That is part of what happens in the market on a day-to-day basis. Don't think too much of it. Understand, if you're managing your risk, you're understanding what can potentially happen based off technical analysis, right? From everything we've learned in the past. You tie in fundamental analysis, understanding what can potentially happen with news events, the currency strength. We can start to well-round the strategy that we're developing and put together an idea on how to attack the market. Now, thank you guys. I hope you guys had a great day, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you.